Good morning guys, welcome to the video. We are at this reservoir about 3 kilometers off trail. So that's pretty good. It was a little windy. The tent kept kind of going like making noise, waking me up a bit. Aside from that, it was good. Unfortunately no picnic table, but there is a toilet up there, so I'm going to use that. Make some breakfast or eat leftovers from last night at the very least. Break the tent down and try and get on the road. Today we're going to be entering Colorado. Filtering water. This has got to be the funnest part of bike touring the Great Divide. Nothing really beats it. You just sit here for like 20 minutes, relaxing, watching this water drip into your bottle. Yay! Alright, so I hauled all my stuff up to the drop toilets here, just in a mess, and I'm just organising it all now in the shade, which is nice. And then we'll be on the road hopefully before 9:30, and then we got to climb out of this reservoir like 80 meters. Ugh. So it's not exactly starting by like the barrel of a gun, like it's more just like starting like a turtle. So 3Ks and 25 minutes later I'm back on the road. It took forever to climb out of there. It's quite steep too. The reservoir is way down there. I don't know if you can see it. I can't hardly see it. And now we're just descending back down. It's a fair bit of climbing today. I think about 1,300 meters. But I reckon at least half the day is going to be on these roads. We'll see though. And I think my guess is when we get to Colorado, we'll be back on the dirt. That's what I think is going to happen. But they don't come without the climb. And it's a bit dusty up there. I'm a bit worried this road might go to gravel. It was as I feared. Pavement ends. And it's gonna be dusty. Oh no. Hopefully there's not too much traffic, because that is horrendous. Oh, I can already see the washboards. Well, I got a flat tire. It's the first flat tire I've had, like proper flat, for the whole trip. I see the sealant still bubbling out, so hopefully I can put some air in, it'll seal, I guess. So I don't have a lot of dealings with tubeless setups, so I don't know if this will work to seal it. Put some more air in and I'm just trying to spin it, but I don't know. It seems like if it didn't already seal, then it's not gonna seal. Would you believe, I actually had 2 punches in this rear tire. So I was assessing the one that was near the valve. It's like a small slash. And I was like, oh, okay, that's leaking. I span the tire around and there was a piece of wire, like a staple or from a tire maybe, sticking out of the other side of the tire. And I was like, what, are you kidding me? And I pulled that out and that started leaking. And now I think that that one's leaking and the friggin' slash that did leak out isn't. Also, there's sealant fluid coming out from around the valve hole, which tells me that air is still escaping and it's trying to seal up around there. Or there's a hole there as well, which seems unlikely because I stopped riding once I realized it was flat. Alright, so I've wound up taking the tire off. Found where the leak is. I'm going to try and patch it. My experiences with patches is never good, but we are running at lower pressures, so probably is okay. I don't know, like, I thought the tubeless sealant would work on the tube, but it seems like a lot of it has leaked out into the tire. So I don't know why it hasn't sealed this leak. This leak is tiny. I'm thinking there actually was only one leak, and it was from where that bit of wire was. And so what was happening was the sealant was bubbling out of some other places in the tire because the air was like, and the sealant were coming out of that hole, so they were like in the tire, not in the tube, and then they were just finding their way out of the tire. I think that's what was happening. So you put the glue on, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then put the patch on. What I do is I try and like clamp it if I can. So I use like the patch boxes to clamp it with a cable tie. They're supposed to only have to leave it for like 5 minutes. I'll leave it and eat some food. It's almost lunchtime now, so I'll do that. And then hopefully there won't be any other leaks. I tell you, I've had so much bad experience with tires. You got to be so like aware of what's going on, you know. Work out. It's so important to work out where the puncture is, if there's something still in there, what caused, what caused it. Was it like a bit of glass or whatever? Pull it out if it's still in there. You got to like assess your tire and be like, okay, is this tire still suitable to be used? And if it's not, you got to repair it or replace it. Yeah, so it's like, you got to be so thorough. It's really important. So I'm hoping this will be good. The other little slash I saw, I'm going to assess that and see if I need to put a boot on the inside. So yeah, I'm guessing there's no sealant left in the tube anymore. It looks like it's all leaked out, which is really weird. Like, I don't know why it wouldn't seal that up. I'm wondering if the bit of wire was in there, and because the wire was there, it wasn't able to seal, and maybe actually all the sealant had actually left the tube before I pulled the wire out. Maybe that's what it was. And so now, like, me trying to get it to seal wasn't working. Even though I saw sealant bubbling out, it might have all just been sitting in the tire and not in the tube. I don't know. So anyway, we'll wait and see. And before I knew it, we were back in the trees. And I tell you what, I'm so glad. I was pretty sick of that desert. Yeah, I really was. Look at this. Oh, hell yeah. Started oh so suddenly too. So I'm not sure if we're in Wyoming or Colorado yet. But once I've worked it out, I'll let you know. I think we're still in southern Wyoming. Which is, you know, it's pretty nice, isn't it? Northern and southern Wyoming have some nice forested spots. Look how nice this is now. It's worlds away from this morning, wow. It's a little busy on this road. Other than that, not too many complaints. Yeah, so I've stopped again just to put some more air in that rear tyre. I have one of those Linnaeus gauges on there, I'll show you it. And I thought I'd put it up to 30 psi, but it was very soft, so either some leaks out or I just didn't put it up enough. This is the gauge. So I presume where that red is 40 psi, but I don't know, I've put like 50 pumps in. It's gone up a little bit. So that's the direction we came from. I just turned around to show you all. I thought it was a pretty decent view, thanks to the nice steep hill. Not sure how well you can all see it, but the general way we're going to be going is very smoky. I hope it's not going to be a problem. I just stopped because I randomly got phone service for the first time in a day. It's a pretty nice spot. I don't know if I'll use the last clip, it's pretty windy, but yeah, it's super smoky. And I think that way is probably where I'm going. So I hope I'm not going to have to divert because of a fire. So I'm pretty sure that's Wyoming, because I just saw a sign that said Wyoming. So I think Colorado is still further south. Today's gotten pretty epic actually. These are some nice hills. And I'm so glad to be descending off, man. I know there's a lot more climbing coming today though, so I will enjoy it while I can. Look at this sign. Leaving Wyoming. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Welcome to Moffat County, Colorado's great northwest. Colorado, baby. Check that out. Actually, there's a little river here too. So if you really need water, get it here and not at that Snake River near the road, because that one was gross. I think I'm just going to continue on. I don't need it yet. Check this out. Finally, we're getting some changes in scenery. I mean, okay, this side is still basically the desert, but this side, not so much. Well, making my way up this hill. It's not too bad, but it's pretty exposed. Everything I have is hot. My water, my juice, my Cliff Bars are like melted. I'm just trying to keep going. I think there should be a lake at the top of this. I have enough water. It's like drinking more wine. Well, the juice is anyway. Not that appealing. Yes. Now we're talking. This is getting more and more epic. Thank you, Colorado, for breaking the basin. It's really nice to have a scenic afternoon like this. I think the green and the smaller mountains is just what makes it so much more enjoyable than the basin. I mean, sure, the views are pretty vast in the basin, but they're all very much just ground and the same. I don't know, what do y'all think? Did you like the basin or not? Well, what do you know? A couple trail angels, as they were driving past me, coming back in their pickup truck, they held a Gatorade out the window. And I was like, yeah, like a friggin' dog. I drank that in like 2 seconds. And then they talked to me and gave me like 3 waters. Linda and Clayton, thank you guys so much. They said they drove past me earlier and she felt bad because she said it's the first time she hasn't stopped and offered something. So yeah, thank you again. I was really wanting some cool water too. Because I have water, but mine's all warm, like really warm. But apparently they host cyclists in their hometown, Savory, I forget what it's called. But they're not on warm showers, so maybe you get lucky like me one day if you're in this area. It's just by chance they came up this road too. They were just exploring, that's it. No other reason. Well, it's nearly 6 o'clock, but the upside is this is pretty well the best time to be on the bike. Best time of day, in my opinion. It's just, the sun's just getting to that point where it's not really hot anymore, which is really good. I gotta tell you guys about Brush Mountain too. I'll do it after this descent. Oh god, look at this descent. Okay, so right, so Brush Ranch, Brush Lodge. Sorry, it's a bit rocky here. Apparently, so Linda and Clayton told me, there's a lady there, she must just be wealthy and lets people stay for free, like bikers, supposedly for free. It sounds like the story is she likes you to hang out with her and smoke weed. Obviously I don't smoke, but potentially it might still be a good place to camp. I don't know anything about it other than Brush Lodge was like 5 miles or so from where I saw him, after a lake on the right hand side. So let's just find out. Apparently it's pretty easy to spot. I don't know. So I'm currently having a sandwich break on the side of the road. Gonna put the Lay's Originals in the bread with the ketchup. Friggin' so good, these buddies. But while I was sitting here, I actually noticed something so funny. So if you look closely at the skewer on the rear, it looks like I didn't put it back in properly. And I just noticed, look at this. It's literally like completely loose.
And I did notice that today the shifting had been all weird, and I was like, what? Did I drop it? What's happened? I think I worked out why, guys. The wheel's just freaking sitting there, man. Oh, the skewer's not even done up. No, I definitely did that up, so maybe it got come undone when I dropped the bike, actually. I wanted to take the chance to show you this paddock. Excuse me. That's nice. Especially in this light, hey? Looks like the road goes over there. We'll continue. Yeah, so I don't know if I told you or not already. Apparently there's a place called Brush Lodge. Oh, did I tell you? I feel like I told you. And the details on that with the lady and the smoking the weed. I think I told you. That might be it up on the hill. Although I kind of hope it's not, because that means I've got to climb up there. Colorado is definitely not disappointing. Right, so this is the note we have, but I have good news. I just spoke to a guy that works here, and although they're not hosting cyclists here now, he said I can use their campsite. But he also told me there's a much nicer one, man, it'd be like a mile down. Well, actually a mile up, and then just over the crest, it's on federal land. There's nothing there, so I'll need to obviously have water and supplies with me, which I do. I filled everything up here. They let you fill up. There's Wi-Fi here you can use. So I'll just quickly jump on the Wi-Fi for 5 minutes and then roll down to that site. He did say they'd seen a mountain lion down that way, like today, or at least this week, and he's only ever seen 2. So, you know. So I'm making my way, hopefully, to that federal campsite area. I could have filled up my 3-litre bottle back there. I didn't even think about it. So I'm kicking myself about it. I mean, I probably don't need it, really, but it would have been nice. The guy at the lodge made it sound so easy. He's like, oh, probably just a mile and a bit. Just like up a bit and then down and along the river there. More like up like 150 meters. The sun's setting now. It was so pretty, so I wanted to stop. Look at that. I must nearly be at the top though, and then it should just be down on my right. That there's actually the lake I was planning to camp at. I'm glad I don't need water from it. It looks rank. The sunset. I don't know how good it's going to come out, but this is amazing. We must nearly be there. Oh my god. 1,000 meters later, down here has got to be where he's talking about, because he said you come over, then you see the river, descend down, and then we're looking for a friggin' cattle grid and a gate and something like that. Oh, that'll be there for sure. It's got to be. Alright, I'm like 90% sure this is it. I thought he said there was a cattle grid, but it wasn't. So it says caution, but it doesn't say don't trespass. So I'm just going to go for it. Let's get in and set up. So this is it. I'll show you all really quick because I got to set up before it gets dark, ideally. Alright, well, I got food cooking. The tent is set up. I'm changed. I didn't clean up, like have a wash. I could have gone down to the river, but I was just running out of daylight and I just couldn't be bothered. So I just quickly rinsed my face and that's it. Yeah, it's like the first night I haven't had a rinse, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll be able to swim at the Steamboat Lake tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe so you see the next video, which will be going into Steamboat, and you'll be able to see this site more in the morning. I know you want to. So I'll see you then.